Save points can be some of my least favorite part of video games, but let me explain why. And to do that, we have to go back to the year of 1986. In the 80s, there were no save points. When you lose, it was all over for you. All of the progress you just made was gone. Just gone. But there is this one game who's like, maybe we shouldn't do that. And that game was The Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo Entertainment System, which was the first major release that allowed you to save your progress. And since then, the save feature has become a major part of video games to this day. Today, most games either have autosaves or just allow you to pop in the menu and save. This has pretty much been the standard, as it should be. Losing progress can be grueling at times, especially if you had multiple hours of gameplay. One of my favorite games that utilizes both of these extremes is Animal Crossing. In the older games, you would have to head all the way back to your house and go in the attic to sleep and save, which is understandably a little boring but totally accessible. But if you forget to save, which is pretty easy to do, you better have a tough spirit. The next time you log in, Mr. Rossetti will beat you to the ground, making it known that you have to save your game, or he will sneak into your house one night and chop off all of your toes with a golden axe. Besides scarring most players for life, Animal Crossing is one of the most accessible and forgiving games for most mechanics, so the save point isn't surprising. Now that open world games are so much more common than they used to be, good game designers know that having to go back to a certain location to save will make the game at least 8.34 times worse. Look at this. Breath of the Wild, Link's Awakening, Pokemon, and Super Mario Odyssey. All of these are large games, with a ton of progress being made in a short amount of time. Pokemon is especially important when it comes to this, due to things like shinies, so having it is honestly such a relief. Having to lose progress in these games also totally ruins the sense of discovery and magic that these games have. While there are a lot of good save features in games, there are also some blatantly bad ones too. I'm sorry to say this, but Persona 5. This game is amazing, the story is super interesting, the characters are super funny, and the combat is just fun and engaging. But this game just wants to make sure that your progress is not being saved if you mess up. Even on ordinary days, some sequences will go on for 30 minutes without saving, and that doesn't sound like a lot of lost progress until you have to redo it all. But what's even worse is the palaces. In palaces, you find rooms which let you save, but these are gruelingly rare and extremely hard to get to. Say you've run out of HP and are pretty low on health, but are pretty far away from a safe room. You either have to be a god at combat or escaping, or you have to redo the entire section over again. Kanashiro's Palace was especially terrible, because once you reach certain points, most enemies just one-shot you. Another game I had this issue with is Monster Hunter World. This game features a pretty relaxed death system, where you can fate 3 times and on the final time you actually die. But what makes this game so bad are how the monsters take so long to beat, and it doesn't save your progress even if you get to another phase in the fight. This game is another especially grueling case, because these monsters one-shot you pretty easily, making most deaths feel unfair and making the game so much more boring. Wrapping all of this up, save states can make or break your game. Good game design should be invisible. Take a second to focus on the amount I talked about bad saving over good saving. The good is invisible because it's such a standard, but when it's bad, you really notice it's bad. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, and if you didn't, leave a comment. I'm Astroil, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.